Hey my friends, I am here to share with you that I finally, after 3.5 years, finally let someone else get in my head. After 3.5 years. This is the very first time that I've had my hair done by someone else. So I went over to this place in Columbia, South Carolina called Nappyology 101. I let the stylist named Portia do my maintenance for me. She latched my locks and she did the style. And I think it came out pretty nice. So I'm going to show you. I got lock barrels for the very first time. I've always wanted them, but I've never sat and tried to figure out how to do it. So this is what I'm working with. And I'm loving it. But other than that, I came and I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but I just didn't have what I felt like was enough material to make a full video about it. But you guys had some questions and I wanted to respond in the video, aside from just responding to your comments, just to make sure that everybody else that may have had the same question has this question answered. So for those people that are new to braid locks, or you're just starting your locks, or you're thinking about getting braid locks, these are what I think are 3 things that you may need to know. So the first thing is that, what's the first thing? The first thing is pretty obvious. First thing is that locks, braid locks take a lot longer than other methods to actually turn into locks. So even at a year, it still looked like I had braids. Like it was like half lock and half braid. But to everyone else, they just thought that I was wearing small braids. They didn't realize that I was locking my hair even at a year. But you know, my hair looked great, and I knew the process. I trusted the process, and it did what it was going to do, and it looked really neat. So I couldn't complain about that. So even at a year, it still may look like braids. It wasn't until about the 2-year mark that I could say, wow, I've got locks. So, you know, somewhere in between there, it started to transition into that lock look. So that is something that you would need to know. And the second thing that you would need to know is the pattern, the braid pattern. That's going to stick around for a while. And that goes along hand in hand with the first thing that I just said. So at a year, clearly, I had clearly visible braids all over my head. And I could tell that my hair was locking from the roots. And around the 2-year mark, I had braids here and there. There was still a fair amount of braids visible in my head. I think on my 2-year update video that I posted, I had you guys all up in my head, and I knew that there were braid patterns in there, and I could point them out, but on camera you couldn't see that. It was really kind of fuzzy on camera. It just looked like locks all over on camera. So that was that. And if you want to see a clear visual of the difference, you can look at that 2-year update video and you can see what my locks looked like at year 2. And I've got a clip inserted in there to show you what they look like at year 1. So you can see that comparison. But it was a major difference between year 1 and year 2 as far as how the braids were visible or not visible. So, and honestly, from the research that I did, it could take up to 4 years for all of the braid pattern to be completely invisible or gone away. So like for me at 3.5 years right now, it would be really hard for me to find a braid pattern in my head, but I know that there are some here and there. Like every once in a while I'll be like, oh, you know, it's a little bit of braid pattern right there. Wow, I didn't know those were still in there. But it's so hard to find, and it's very rare in my hair at 3.5 years. So braids do turn into locks if you just trust the process and stick with it. And I didn't mind it. I didn't mind them looking at like braids at all. I didn't mind because it's not like they stand out, you know. At year one, yes, they look like braids. They look like braids. But by year 2, 3, it's not a big deal, in my opinion. You can go back and look at some of my my pictures and videos and judge for yourself, okay? And then the third thing that I think you will need to know, if you are latching your locks versus twisting your locks, there's going to be a big difference. Not a huge difference, but there's a noticeable difference, because latching your locks, it makes your locks super neat all throughout your hair. But if you have like a fuzzy texture in your hair like I do, or your edges are particularly kinky like mine are, then your edges are going to still be fuzzy when you finish getting your locks latched. So it's not like a retwist where they have that freshly done look on your edges. Everywhere else looks pretty fresh, as you can see with mine. I'm going to show you actually. So you can get an idea of how they look latched. They look pretty good. All throughout, they look like that. They look pretty good when I style them, and they're fresh. And it's really neat. But like I said, the edges were kind of fuzzy, and so what I do with that, you have to use like a pomade. I would recommend a pomade or something like this aloe vera gel. This is what I used today. And I don't always slick my edges, but since I got a fresh style and I paid for it, I figured I would slick my edges. And the stylist didn't use any product in my hair to latch my locks, and that's because I don't use any product in my hair when I latch my locks. So she stuck with that, and I appreciate that. So I'm not complaining. But yeah, aloe vera gel, and I just put like a very tiny amount on my edges. Oh, what's that? Look, my hair just flinging all over to the top. But anyway, so I put a very tiny amount on my edges, and I just tied it down for a few minutes. So that's it. That's all I got. So I hope you guys are doing well out there. I am going to try to find some pictures. I got a new phone, and right now I'm just super unorganized. So I will try to find some pictures and put at the end of this video. So hopefully you guys will enjoy them, get something from this video. Comment below with any questions that you have for me. I'm not a loctician, but I have a lot of experience, 3.5 years of experience, and I do my research. So yeah, hit me up below and with any of your questions. Take care, you guys. Bye.
You know it is, you know we go, you know. For the longest while we're jamming in the party, and you're waiting on me, pushing everything right back on top of me, yeah. But if you think you're gonna get away from me, you better change your mind. You're going home, you're going home with me tonight. Let me hold you, go caress my body. You got me going crazy, you turn me on, turn me on. Sky whining hard on me, got my python hollering for mercy, yeah. Then I whisper in her wrist, whine harder, and then she said to me, boy, just push that thing, push it harder back on me. So let me